Blast off. Well,
How
what's happening?
unprofessional of you. Seriously, dude?
What?
We bring you back for one show, and you can't even be professional about it?
Hey, I'm having fun. Can I have not? I'm green shirt guy. I'm the one that has fun. You two
Right.
pansies always want to have sticks up your butts.
Look,
Really?
I didn't know if you were going to be here. The other guy is off on his paternity leave / honeymoon / mandated
You know
medical.
what? No. Look, I got this
So I
covered.
needed a co-host.
Look,
He's
look,
not
I
my
got
first
this covered.
choice.
I'm everybody's first choice.
No, you're the
You got
second
this covered
choice.
like in your hotel room?
Look, you're our second choice, but look, nonetheless, guys, we want to welcome y'all to MDC presents Madhouse.
That's a whole nother channel.
Oh yes, it is. It ain't MTV, it's MDC, and this is Madhouse. Welcome to another episode. And guys, we got another results show that's going to knock you off your feet like always. And we are, as usual, sponsored by eFed TV. Now,
And?
I'm Barry Allright. With me as always, I got my co-host, my partner in crime, Graves Fuller.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, get your moon juice in the lobby today.
Bum, bum,
It's
bum, bum.
transmission fluid, a.k.a. the James
T-Rex
Jones
piss.
Special. And
You
as you can
not
see,
first one of our fine sponsors like this.
and as usual, well, not usually you here, but replacing Blakey Dyer because of the grave circumstances that he is facing, we got Green Shirt Guy.
What'd he do?
So, guys, we got a stellar lineup for you guys here tonight, and we are here to go over the results for you guys here on this show tonight. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our first match of the evening. Shall we?
Yo, let me get off that. So this was crazy. Casey Luchador, the man that's supposed to be the hitman for the farm, versus Texas Steele and the puppet. Old Foxy.
Hold on.
Like,
I would be remiss. We do also acknowledge Texas Steel is another fine sponsor of MDC.
It's Safari
Don't forget
Zone, man. You got to go there and you got to check it out for yourself.
Yes,
It's a great time.
is there? Hold on. Before we get to calling this match, I have to ask this as a broadcast journalist: is there any update on the paternity situation with Pedro?
We have not heard anything back, if I'm being honest, but we do expect there to be some results within the next couple of weeks.
You heard it here first.
Is Pedro the father of Texas Steel's nephew or niece?
Okay. We will find out soon. But
ladies and gentlemen, going into this matchup, I mean, going right off the bat, as Texas Steel is making his entrance, a Wonder Woman cosplayer was in the crowd. Of all things, a Wonder Woman cosplayer. Really? What are we doing? Are we not vetting these people?
Anyone can come to one of our shows.
Anyone.
Yes.
We're inclusive. All inclusive.
There was a Deadpool last week at the Rumble holding up a sign that was very inappropriate.
Okay,
yeah, it says Wolverine slipped me the D.
What's the
Deadpool, though?
All these shows happen around a convention. There's always conventions going on. Of course, there's going to be some bleed over, and we welcome all our fans.
Okay. But Texas Steel, he took the lasso of truth from this Wonder Woman cosplayer and said, it takes a man to do the job right.
How it is 2024. How inappropriate, insensitive, how chauvinistic, toxic masculine of him to do.
Look, how
it's
this
Texas
stays on cancel culture, I do not know, but we have seen a lot worse from a lot better people.
But look, we get into this contest, and you have to think. Okay, Casey is a bigger guy than not bigger, but he has more size on him than the two of these individuals, and you have to think what.
Are you going to sign
And they have
Apparently, green shirt guy has some technical difficulties, so.
Yep. I mean, they have some. I mean, KC, the hitman of the farm, basically has some pretty good size, is what he was saying, right?
I believe that's what he was saying. He is not necessarily a small individual. He's not quite massive, but he is definitely a bulkier stature than Texas Steele and the puppet, which there has been many debates. Is the puppet the one in control or the one holding the puppet? No one knows.
No one really does know in this situation, but the puppet, in fact, did drop kick both men, though.
It was impressive.
It really was from the puppet, and it sent both men staggering backwards. And for some reason, neither man knew how to respond to a puppet drop kicking them and sending them stumbling backwards.
Would you know how to respond to such a thing?
No, I wouldn't. I really didn't know how to. I wouldn't know how to respond, but Texas Steele did, and he suplexes the puppet.
Whoa!
Did he suplex just the puppet or the man holding the puppet?
I want to say both, man. It looked like because both of them flew backwards at the same time.
Okay, so both got suplexed.
Both
yes. But then as Texas Steele got to his feet, KC Luchador bicycle kicked Texas Steele.
Oh.
Knocking him almost out cold, but Texas Steele jumps right back up, no-selling the bicycle kick, which is almost unheard of around here. No-selling anything, but Texas Steele
right back
up and said, looked at KC Luchador and said, "I'm here for you, illegal," and chases KC around the ring. KC runs back in the ring and ducks a move from the puppet, but the kick that was meant for him goes to Texas Steele.
Oof.
So I'm guessing the puppet was lining up a super kick, but it landed right flush on the jaw on a Texas Steele.
Yeah.
Could have happened.
Out of the ring. And he tries to run back in, but the puppet slides, baseball slides, and kicks KC Luchador. And then the puppet pins Texas Steele for a 1, 2, and a quick 1, 2, 3.
Yeesh. What the hell?
He may have lost, but he's still fine sponsors. So this match was presented by Texas Steele. Roll the footage.
Well, howdy, folks. Well, you're probably wondering what old Texas Steele's doing here in front of you. Well, you know what? I'm here to give you a wonderful business opportunity for you to come visit. You see, me and my good wife, Auntie Mama Brenda, have opened up a safari zone with all these exotic things that we've found wandering around the grand old United States of America. So, you know what? We're going to tell you about these wonderful species that we found wandering around here in America. You know, you didn't realize are living right underneath your nose. You see, we found a rare species, of the African crawling spider. They just love watermelon. And you see, they love drinking grape soda. I don't know why they love that. And then you get this towel snakes from the rare lands of Arabia. Then we got them wet-back tortoises from the land of Mexico. And then you get to the most weirdest thing on this earth. You know what it is? It is a pointy white guys. I don't know why we call them pointy white guys, but they're from the good old US of A, and they look like albino monkeys. And man, they scream and holler. You're like holler monkeys. But you know what? For the low price of just $50, you can come and take a look at what I got in my safari zone. So hurry on quick, folks. Tickets are running out. And trust me, you want one of these for yourself. Brought to you by Texas Steele.
What in the world was that?
We left him alone in Africa, and we let him tour the United States for a whole year with
I
about
have not-
$1 million. This is what happened.
I haven't felt that dirty since what happened at the wedding. Ugh. Ugh.
You felt dirty. How do you think I feel? I'm gonna. No. You felt dirty after.
What wedding? Oh, that. Oh, wait, never mind. That wedding.
The wedding at the Rumble.
Wedding.
That wedding. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Look, I have to say this one thing. As a, I have little green shirts running around, and seeing that hurt me very much.
Why? Because you can't take them to go to the Texas Steel Safari Zone?
No.
It is a 15 and older event. I understand your little one. And
it's one of those things where I hear also they sell fentanyl laced beer.
Sounds like Texas Steel.
Yeah, it does. That tracks.
That's the bad part. It really does sound like him. I mean, but still, what else do you expect from the man?
What else can we expect? Now we can expect a great interview. That when I have to say this. I couldn't find the black shirt that day, the green shirt. So black shirt came on to interview the Flawless Glow, the former world champion.
Hold on a second. Is this like blackface?
No.
You know what? Texas Steel's rubbing off on all of us. We need a palate cleanser. Go buy Moon Juice and then go watch the commercial.
Buy Moon Juice. Use code MOON to get 20% off on your order.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Black Shirt Guy, Triple D. Usually I'm wearing a green shirt, but green shirt's actually a little bit away right now, so done it in black. But I don't want to waste anyone else's time. I want to get down to the meat of the matter. I am joined right here, right now, by Mr. Ruby Knight, and welcome him to this interview. How are you doing, Mr. Knight? How is everything going?
I'm doing fantastic now. How are you?
Well, I'm all right. I misplaced my shirt, so I had to put on a new one. But it's either here nor there. I want to kind of I don't want to rush into things. I kind of want to go in and break things down. So, we all saw what happened at the Springtime Rumble. You came in like a bottle rocket, ran down. Actually, not from the staging area, but you came through the crowd. Were at your specific number, and in the middle of the ring was the devil, as he likes to call himself, the devil, Nathaniel Reigns. You split like a bottle rocket and attacked him, sent you both over the ring, eliminating the other. Like, what goes through your mind in doing that when this could have been your shot to become a two-time heavyweight champion, go after Mason, possibly ending that reign? What was going through your mind at that time?
Well, I said before the Rumble that I didn't care about anyone else in that Rumble except Mr. Nathan Reigns. After what he did to me, attacking me after my match with Damian Wolf, costing me nearly 2 months of action.
Yep.
Which basically, before he attacked me, I wasn't even 100% medically cleared with my match with Damian Wolf, because after that headbutt that Mr. Jimmy Shadow gave me in that ladder match, I had a concussion. And doctors advised me not to basically face anyone after that. But I went against doctor's orders. But hey, that's on me. But I promise you this. I'm 100% clear now. And I'm ready to kick some ass.
Well, that's something to hear. I've got another question. One more, if we can get that in. Is so. What is next, do you think, for yourself and Mr. Rage and whatever, he supposedly has a cult around him. What's your plan with this whole ordeal with him, his cult, and everything in general?
A cult. I mean, first this, and then there's a farm. I mean, it's never ending. He want to play
Never
like,
ending.
he want to play little kid games like with his little pals and everything, being a cult. I could give two shits less about that. Okay, because
Okay.
let me tell you something.
Okay, go ahead.
When I was in the hospital for a few days, my mentor, Mr. Team Hick, gave me a little birthday present, if you would say.
That's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen of Madhouse, let me present to you my little Equalizer
Ooh.
remix.
Oh.
And trust
snaps.
me, this baby will be with me at all times. And trust me, if someone acts up, they will get fucked up. I'm not playing games anymore. Because I think that's what everyone is missing right now. I think people are forgetting who the Flawless Glow is here in Madhouse. I am the face of Madhouse for a reason. I am the first ever Grand Slam champion for a reason. I didn't win that on a whim. Thank you very much. So, he wants to be a headhunter and come after me? All because, he wants something that he can't have because he took something from me, so I took something from him? Oh, trust and believe. There's plenty more where that came from. I'm ready to finish this once and for all. And speaking of which, I made a little list that I would love to run down because I like to call this stuff. You remember Liv Morgan's Revenge Tour? Well, let me call this
on your own.
Let me call this the Flawless Project.
Okay.
Number 1, defeat Nathan Rage once and for all. Number 2, get my rematch to become a 2-time Fracture champion. Number 3, capture the international title to become Ruby 2 belts. Again, with the Fracture title in my possession and make history with 2 singles titles. Win Springtime Rumble next year in 2025. And then go after that and become a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion in Madhouse. And I promise you this, that project will be complete.
Well, that should be something. This has been a great interview. I'm happy to hear from you. Happy to know you're doing well. And, well, that's going to be it for us. We're going to get right back to the action. So, ladies and gentlemen, for Ruby Knight, for Mr. Shirt Guy here, we say sayonara.
What an interview, I will say.
Polarizing.
I don't know who has the big Texas Steele or Ruby Knight. Such language.
I don't blame them, though, for what happened. I don't blame them for that language because of what happened.
Look, if you actually, honestly, Nathan Rage kind of cost them the spot that they were looking to get. If I'm being honest, and I would use that language too if I was Ruby. So
it's a good thing that we have.
You can't defend this. You really can't.
I'm not defending it. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying I've never thought I'd be happier to be moved from Jeb TV, home of the Hung and the Restless, to EFED TV because we could not get away with that language on that programming.
You are right.
But still, go watch Hung and the Restless. It's the best TV show aside from what you can find on EFED TV.
But you get but we go from
sure guy knows it.
We go from the that to that interview to speaking of someone that apparently is involved with the cult. We go to Mr. Ice King Tyler Jones versus John Reggins. Now, as everyone saw at the Rumble, it was revealed to be Tyler Jones, the one that was beside Reggins for a little while here in the beginning of the year. Even before that, they were friends outside the ring. And Reggins had been having problems in matches, like certain things happening, lights flickering, this, that, and the third, only targeting him, though. And apparently it was the work of Jones and what we now know to be the cult.
Which I need to take a moment because a lot of everyone who's been on the announcing table, aside from myself, had been falsely attributing these occurrences to the farm, but when it was a cult all along. And I think Mr. Shirt Guy on behalf of Mr. Dyer, since you have taken his spot, and Mr. Allright, I believe you both owe the farm an apology for these false accusations you levied at them.
No, we're moving on.
Since
Anyway.
we're on TV, I can say this.
Sit and rotate. But
unprofessional.
Well, eFed TV, you can be professional and unprofessional. You get that's the greatness of eFed TV. That's the freedom of choice.
GFY, my friend.
GFY. And we're gonna GFY fly all the way to this contest. The two men lock up in the middle of the ring, but it's not long of a lock up afterwards because John gets to pounding a piece of flesh out of Tyler, left hands, right hands.
Just pounding it.
Pounding it, smacking it, whacking it, jacking it.
Pounding it? Oh my.
Getting this guy right into the corner, gets on the second rope, starts unleashing hell. And the crowd is going insane for John. They know how much he wants this. They want this. And ref tells him to get down. They're admonishing him for being in the corner like this. He does get down, but Tyler takes this advantage, kind of rakes the eyes, gets the advantage doing that, and he starts unloading himself, punch after punch. He whips Reggins into the ropes. As Reggins is coming off, Tyler's able to catch him, swings down, drops him, neck breaker, goes for a cover. 1, 2, but that ain't enough. As Reggins is able to get his shoulder up, Tyler gets him up to his feet, takes him back to the corner, slams him face first under the buckle, repeated knee lifts right to the gut of Reggins, and he's whipped right out of the corner and sent directly across. Tyler charges in. Reggins gets the boot up, Luthes press right down upon Mr. Jones, continuing with the hammer fist, and Reggins gets right back up, drops the elbow right across the face of Jones, digging in the bone right into the nasal cavities and around the mouth. 1, 2 of a cover, but Tyler gets 2 because he's not gonna let Reggins win this match. And Reggins starts to get him right back up, continuing with the assault, gets him against the corner, chops knife edge style right across the chest, and as Reggins is starts to go whip him off, Tyler's able to counter it, reversal of the Irish whip. Tyler leans forward, looking to throw Reggins overhead, but Reggins is able to stop him, up kick up the face. Reggins tries to go for looks like a stunner, but able to counter it is Tyler Jones, and drops him down, reverse DDT, goes for another pinfall attempt, 1, 2, but Reggins is able to get his shoulder up, and it was at this time that Tyler gets Reggins off the mat, starts to put him on his shoulders for a fireman scary, but elbows to the side of the face. It looked right around the jawbone. It looks like John was anticipating what was happening, and Reggins is able to finally execute, turn him around once he got down off the shoulders, hits that stunner, but Tyler doesn't go down. That stunner only stuns him. And this led to Mr. Reggins going to the top, and is able to connect with a flashbang, that diving double knee face buster. He starts to go for the pin, but then all of a sudden there is someone that comes up on the ropes. They are a cloaked figure. You guys can see what's happening.
Mr. Shirt guy. So just a little bit of recap. That flashbang, it did connect to Tyler, but in the impact of Tyler, hit the referee, sending him out of the ring. This is when another cloaked figure hopped up onto the turnbuckle. Obviously, Reggins is confused. We thought that Mr. Jones
Tyler was the only one.
That's what everyone thought, but this cloaked figure missed John Reggins, a red mist right into the eyes and face, that Mr. Jones was able to capitalize with an O'Connor roll as the referee got up and counted the 1, 2, 3.
That was a shot. Like that was a shocker of a win, not only for the fact of what's happened between these two, especially with, but who do
Mr.
you?
Jones did get out of the ring very quickly, and he did retreat up the ramp with the cloaked figure. His identity
Yeah,
was not
but
revealed.
it wasn't. No. We can't. And okay, if we could speculate on who this figure might be, because these two got away out of the building very fast.
But they went through the crowd. The crowd didn't even get a look. We even interviewed people in the crowd. The crowd did not get a look. So these two did not know what was going on for a second, man. So you could not even speculate to begin with. But these two made sure that they got out, that they made out like bandits in the night. But obviously, Mr. Reggins is very, very mad that this happened to him.
He
So
gets in
I
an
would
argument
say
with
it's not a good thing to happen, but the day is coming when Tyler Jones and John Reggins will meet again, and maybe it'll happen at the weed farm.
I mean, if I had to guess, we've only seen one other person quite commonly utilize the mist, but she was using a black mist, and this was the red mist. So I don't know.
Well, that's more to ponder soon. But do we go into the next match, or do we have a commercial?
We have some commercials, and
Hola,
then we have
it's Pedro.
We have two more
Tonight,
contests
my
for you,
chicken
ladies
and
gentlemen.
tacos. And I sell your body parts to the cartel. Oh, also, Texas Steele, you son of a bitch. Tell your sister. You can go piece up a rope. That ain't my baby. Fuck that bitch.
yes, don't forget to get yourself some Pedro's Chicken and Tacos available outside of every MDC venue.
Man, how can this man get away with this slander for Texas Steel? But nonetheless, he is a great sponsor. Nonetheless.
It's only slander if he's lying, and we'll find out the truth soon enough.
We will.
I believe he's telling the truth.
Nonetheless, we have a match between Dante Black and probably one of the scariest men I've ever seen make an entrance like he did at the Rumble, named Doomsayer.
Dr. Doomsayer, by the way. This man...
Wait, this man doctor?
I believe he does, in fact, have a doctorate, yes.
What does he have a doctorate in? Dismantling brutality? Putting people in the hospital?
Yeah.
He said he was wanting to dissect people and cut them open.
Okay, Pedro does the same thing.
Hey, okay, that is slander. That's slander.
You know what? Maybe we'll arrange an interview, and you can personally ask Doomsayer what his doctorate is in.
Yes.
Hey, that might be a good thing.
But Doomsayer obviously, like Barry just pointed out, made an impactful debut at the Rumble, and he was able to. He went across with another competitor of this night. It was Mr. Stu Heyman, face to face. Both of these big men collided with each other, and
Stu Heyman, you mean Dante Black?
Yeah. Well, during the Rumble, Stu Heyman and Doomsayer had an amazing clash back and forth throughout their entire time in the Rumble.
Oh, and definitely had a great back and forth in the Rumble. Both men showing signs that there is a match to be had down
eliminating each other.
Yes, but this is not the Rumble. This is now the match.
This is the firefight, and the two that's about to fight in the fire is Doomsayer and Dante Black. Now, before this contest gets, I want to say something. Dante is an amazing competitor, truly an underrated specimen, I believe, and I think going in there with someone who has a big of a name, big of a stature as Doomy is going to possibly rise up the ranks, not just in this company, but every other company they compete in. These two get in the ring. It's an immediate lockup, collar and elbow from these two competitors. And at first, Doomy showing the power, kind of pushes Dante away a little bit, maybe toying with their mind a little bit. But Dante comes back, starts to strike Doomy a little bit, a couple punches here and there, but doesn't really faze Doomy that much. Dante tries to whip Doomsayer into the corner, but holds his feet down, planted on the mat, does Doomy, and then he whips Dante into the another corner himself. And as looks like Doomsayer is about to charge in, Mr. Black is able to get his foot up at that sign, and he's able to run towards Doomy, go for a clothesline, but the Doomsayer doesn't go down. A couple more punches. It looks like it weakens Doomsayer a little bit. Then runs off the corner, does Dante Black charging forearm, and it looks like that stuns Doomy a little bit, and jumps up with a diamond cutter, does Dante Black, and he's quickly able to take down. It wasn't quick, but in this case, to all those forearms and those shots, stunning a little bit of Mr. Dr. Doomsayer. This was able to take him down, that jumping diamond cutter, and quickly going for a 2, seeing this opportunity. It's a 1, it's a 2, but Doom quickly is able to get the shoulder up, power himself right back up possibly before even Dante got to his feet. But Dante's able to rise up, coming at Doomy with a few more strikes, but Doomsayer pushes Dante off and then charges straight for him, right at him. And a body block, body mass takes him down, and Doomy just starts punching him nonstop, lefts and rights aplenty. Has Dante down, and hits a running senton backsplash. Doesn't go for a cover. It gets Dante up, hooks him for a power bomb. Continues the hold. Another power bomb. Doesn't let go of the hold, and then is able to get him back up, sit down for a power bomb. Doesn't go for a pin. It looks like he's toying to surgically taking him apart, and then Doom gets Dante up, sends him into the corner. Huge boot from Dr. Doomy. And then when it looks like it seems like Dante doesn't have a fighting chance anymore, up he goes, is lifted by Doomsayer, suplex lift, drop right into a pile driver, sometimes known as a screwdriver, and Doomsayer covers Dante. 1, 2, and a 3. That was what a display. Well, I mean, the display by both competitors, because Dante tried, but when you have a massive force like someone in the Factor of Doom, it's hard to combat that. That's why the clash of him and Stu that will come sooner rather than later is going to be intense.
Oh, it absolutely will be. I mean, against Dante Black, that kid has a ton of heart. Took it straight to Doomsayer, no fear.
No fear.
But there is just a level of monstrous power in this surgeon that is Doomsayer that I don't think anyone is expecting.
And that was unexpected. But
so now for our next little bit, I'd like to call upon my favorite raffle winner, because it is time for the recap of the non-broadcast show.
My other
How
shirt.
much pussy does this motherfucker get? We read 0 pussy, ma'am. Dear God.
Good evening, gentlemen. Mr. Graves, Mr. All Right, my fellow shirt guy. How you doing, fella? How you doing? We doing all right tonight, boys? Have a good show?
I'll take it.
Dude,
Played it?
great. Still.
Good.
All right.
A raffle to read off the non-broadcast portion of the show. Your raffle luck knows.
Also read.
No, it's me, indeed, the Hawaiian shirt guy, otherwise known as HSG, baby. All right. And hey, I'm here because I got a job, dude. I got another job. Let's go. We're going to go through some of these other matches on Firefight that were not covered on the broadcast this evening. So we had Joe Rivers in his in-ring one-on-one debut against the man known simply as Reggins. This was an intense contest, and Joe Rivers definitely proved that he has a place here on the MDC roster, but he couldn't quite get past the man known as Reggins, someone who has been here longer than most, and someone who knows his way around the cycles of the Madhouse. Picked him up, dropped him down for that Reggins driver for the 1-2-3. Solid win for Reggins. Good showing for Mr. Rivers. But next, we had a double in-ring debut. We had Stu Heyman and Noah Youngblood. And this was physical. This was intense. And this was a sight I was ready to see. Being the on-site representative watching this go down, buddy, let me tell you, Stu had that size advantage that he really liked to use up against Noah Youngblood. But Youngblood, every time you thought you had him under control, Noah was able to just quickly slip and slide out of the way and use his.
Excuse me, I'm getting back.
Wait a minute.
What's out here?
With my headset.
What's going on?
Oh,
Wait a minute.
all right.
What the heck's going on? Okay, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Look. Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt you, Hawaiian shirt guy, but this is big news. So apparently, the Big Four have conveyed a meeting between them to discuss what's been going on with T-Money and Mel Walker.
Oh, snap.
They are the ones that issued the contract. They are wanting to get to the bottom of what's going on here. We are a week removed from the Springtime Rumble, and nobody understands or quite really knows. And I don't know if we don't know the full details yet, but apparently sources have told me from the offices of the Big Four, mainly Manslaughter, they have told me that this has been confirmed that the Big Four are to meet within the next week.
Oh wow,
so
that's
T-Money and Mel Walker are
he's back.
Of talk amongst them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some unexpected news. It sounds that you were giving off what I got.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I have been
subject
the Big Four.
The one thing you need to make sure, the one thing you need to remember is when Barry's here, it's all right.
All right.
Anyway, I got matches to talk about, gentlemen. I got matches to talk about. So back to Stu Heyman versus Noah Youngblood. No matter how much Noah tried to fight back, though, like Stu Heyman just was always just right there on top of it. And ultimately, he secured the victory, getting a big win. And, they talked about Dr. Doomsayer earlier, that inevitable clash that's coming. Oh, I can't wait to see that.
That's going to be great.
That's going to be a chain, boys. But speaking about the chain, we had Nick Apollo, Highway Star, versus Jocelyn Havoc. Now, Nick Apollo just lost the International Championship in the shock of the night against Scabs back at Springtime Rumble. So he came into this with something to prove. And I'll tell you what, so did Jocelyn. Jocelyn did damn well in that Rumble. So these two coming in both have something huge to prove, and they proved it. I'll tell you. Just wait till the full recap of these matches come out. When you get to this one, you'll see exactly what I mean. But ultimately, it was Nick Apollo who came out on top with that drop-dead finisher onto Jocelyn. And I'll just tell you guys this. The demeanor of Nick Apollo after that match was shocking. Not what we're used to seeing from him. So to the Madhouse fans, get ready for that. The full recap will be coming out very soon. And hey, boys, you care if I hang out?
Sure, go ahead. Fuck.
Be my guest. Hang
I'll
out.
see about that. Sure, go ahead. Join the party.
All right.
Join the party.
Hey, I got my blood moon.
Oh, nice. How was that one?
And he's drinking it out of a wine glass.
Yeah, hey, I got to show respect.
Pour one out for the homies?
I'm not going to pour any out. That's a waste, sadly.
Yeah, it's a waste of good moon juice.
Yeah, you got to preserve that.
You drink blood, he drinks T-Rex piss.
Hey, come on.
Stop slandering Our
You want to talk about
You
slander? You want to talk about
Slander
slander?
cool?
Oh.
Speaking of baby killers,
Yeah, speaking
the
of
the main event of the evening,
It's
Casey
gonna be-
Moran.
Allow me to do it. Allow me.
Go ahead.
Okay? The main event of the evening is for the Renegade World Heavyweight Championship. And it was held at no other place than the
you can get your replicas at mdcshop.com.
Oh yeah, you. Oh my God.
Wow. But guys, look, it's at no other place but the Weed Farm. But you had the champion himself, the baby killer, the Wicked Son, T.J. Blaire.
And he wasn't alone.
On
Oh.
the leader of the ultraviolet movement, a man who is a myth, a legend, basically a relic, a standing sentinel at this point in the industry. The man known as Casey Moran is coming in to challenge him and trying to take down the monster that has been built by Aknow Smiles.
Mm.
Now,
let's just get this all right.
Let's just give a brief
Casey
history.
Moran, brother of the Beast, brother of Tommy Dyer, uncle to Blakey Dyer, all men devastated and destroyed by T.J. Blaire.
And especially coming into this contest, he saw what happened to his nephew and the bride-to-be and what could have been his great-nephew or niece last week.
could have.
This man is pissed.
So yeah, you're looking at it and you're thinking, what else could be done to this?
I
So
will,
now, guys, look,
I will pour a little out for the lost one.
and
There
as
you
we've
go.
seen,
Nah.
Drink
as
it.
we've seen, guys, look, as we've seen in countless matches, TJ Blaire has been nothing short of an absolute monster when it comes to defending this belt without Aknow saying anything. And since Aknow has became more of a presence and less of a, he's became more of a background character and less of a presence in this recent times, TJ has reverted back to the man he used to be.
I noticed that he started to kind of go back to what he was before the influence of the farm came over.
Which is a dangerous TJ.
A dangerous, but also somehow, I don't know, more trustable.
And here's how I'm going to say it, guys.
Cognitive?
No, it's not cognitive at all. And I'm just going to say it, more of a hulking gorilla. But you know what we also got here? He's also facing another hulking gorilla in the name of Casey Moran.
We got gorilla on gorilla action.
We did have gorilla on gorilla action here. And going straight in the bat, entering the Weed Farm, the crowd was ecstatic to see Casey enter. And they weren't happy to see the champ enter at all. They were looking forward to seeing if Casey Moran can dethrone the unstoppable monster. Now, looking down the barrel of this loaded gun, it looked like everything was pointing towards the direction of Casey Moran. But out of the gate, TJ Blaire proved that it was going to be a tall task by putting the Casey Moran straight on his back with a wicked clothesline that nearly took the challenger's head right off his shoulders. And I mean, he just didn't get elbow; he got straight forearm.
Yeah, and
So
I'll
it
tell
left
you,
Casey
someone who's
gasping
seen a lot of
for
that guy's matches, he knows how to throw a clothesline.
He does. And guys, you got to understand, Casey didn't waste no time in getting right back up, and he slugged him in the face, and they both traded punches left, right, and center for a good 5 minutes, leaving both a little weary. But Casey didn't let up. He hit with a knee, but then the referee came in and reminded both men, guess what? You're in the Weed Farm. This is Weed Farm rules, a.k.a. Renegade rules, guys, for the Renegade title.
Take that traditional wrestling rule book.
He threw it out the window. Casey Moran, he was happy to see it. And the fans, they were elated when they heard the referee yell Renegade rules. Because, in the Weed Farm, we keep our referees mic'd up for good measure. So that way the crowd can hear them say 1, 2, 3, or I submit. So, you know what happened? The fans were happy, but guess what? They didn't bring along their souvenirs. They didn't bring along their pre-rolls. You know what they brought along? They brought along their homemade weapons. They brought along the toys, the torture devices. So they brought along the bats with thumbtacks glued to them. They brought along the Tenzins. They brought along the light tubes. They brought along the barbed wire. They brought along the barbed wire boards. They brought along the whole 9 yards, and both men utilized them to the greatest extent possible. So what happened was Casey Moran walked out. He was shaking hands with fans, and fans were hitting himself left, right, and center. So what happened was Casey Moran grabbed a bat with that had a wax strip stapled to it. But on that wax strip was thumbtacks. So when TJ Blaire rolled out, TJ had yanked a light tube without Casey Moran knowing it from a fan.
Ooh.
They both
light tubes, man.
both swung. It was like a car wreck happened. You heard the crashing of the light tube, but then you also heard the crashing of the plastic kid's baseball bat hitting the side of the face of TJ Blaire. So you heard the crashing sound of both. Whenever it was all said and done, you saw the smoke clear away. You just saw a bat sticking out of the face of TJ Blaire and Casey Moran wobbling. But Casey Moran said, "Is that all you got?"
And keep in mind, both these dudes they're already, this has been going, 5 minutes, and we're all, there's blood everywhere. There's blood everywhere already.
Everywhere.
Guess what? TJ Blaire grabbed the kendo stick. He hit Casey Moran over the head with it. But you know what happened with that? Casey Moran responded in kind. You know what he did? He grabbed the steel chair from a fan, whacked TJ Blaire over the head with it. Then they both traded with this blow back and forth till both weapons were unrecognizable. Then they looked around the ring for whatever the fans could have next. You know what the fans gave him? The fans gave TJ Blaire a roll of light tubes. You know what they gave Casey Moran? They gave Casey Moran a grandeur barbed wire board. They gave this man a barbed wire board. So Casey Moran slid in the ring and stood it up. Now, TJ Blaire noticed this, and Casey Moran's back was turned. So TJ Blaire thought he had him. He looked in there. He tried to charge the big man, but as he was charging the big man, he missed it, and he put down. And as Casey Moran, a knee lift straight to the gut, and TJ straight to the face. TJ stood right back up. He dropped the light tubes. So, and then as he did so, Casey Moran grabbed him by his trunk, and he threw him through that barbed wire board back first. Oh. And the barbed wire sticking into the spine, and the nervous system lit up like a Christmas tree in the head of TJ Blaire.
Oh, holy.
And so, Casey Moran, being the genius thinker he is, he grabbed that bundle of light tubes. And he didn't waste a second. He grabbed it, he raced it over his head, and he crashed it right across the face of TJ Blaire, putting him into agony right across the face, and blood started to pour from the chin.
And then when the blood started to pour, that's when Casey. Let me take it over for you, sir.
You got to understand how this goes, okay? So what happened after that? Casey Moran rolled out of the ring. He went out to the fans. The fans were mad. They were going crazy. The people were looking at it like they were going absolutely berserk. So what happened was he looked around, and the fans were trying to hand him all these different weapons. But you know what happened? Casey said, "I think we've had enough weapon usage for once." But he said, "I just only need one more thing." He looked under the ring, and he pulled out 2 panes of glass.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Real glass?
2 panes of glass.
Grab me a river.
He propped them up into the corner. But as he was propping them up, TJ Blaire pried himself free from those barbed wire boards. But he had grabbed a shard of a light tube. But TJ Blaire had super kicks Casey Moran right on the butt, sending him stumbling backwards. And he uses that broken part, the broken section of a light tube and crashes over the head of Casey, sending him stumbling backwards a little bit more. And TJ backs up and he spears Casey Moran through both panes of glass. And backwards into that. And then what happened is TJ rolled out of the ring. He then grabbed another barbed wire. He grabbed the barbed wire wrapped board.
It seems like
onto the chest of Casey Moran, and he just started to stomp onto the chest of Casey Moran to put his intention into that.
This is wicked.
It's more wicked. The volatile nature between the two men than anything.
You know, and after this is when, you know, TJ got him up, and since it's Renegade rules, as he getting him up, sliding him in the ring, Aknow comes over and starts choking Casey while he's on the ropes, holding his throat against the rope, and it's Renegade rules. Anything can happen. And meanwhile, after all this weaponry, it seems like Blaire is wanting to wrestle. So this is when he takes the arm of Casey Moran and starts just jabbing it. He takes the right arm and starts stomping on it, gets him back up, throws him into the ring post, and making sure that arm is in very much pain. And then after he grabs him out of the corner, takes him down, single arm DDT in a hammerlock style called Divorce Court, continuing to target that arm. Even is able to lock on an armbar submission, but Casey's able to, he's able to punch his way out of it, punch the side of Blaire. He gets back up, and it's one thing after another. Blood is still flowing from the heads of both of these men, continuously slugging it out to these two, and Casey then, he kicks Blaire in the gut. He tries to go for a pile driver, but Blaire's able to fight through, back body drop. There's still glass and barbed wire still in the ring. And the bare back of Casey goes into the glass. That's when, Blaire's able to get him right back up. And I guess he signals for it, wants to put this man supposedly out of his misery. And that's when he's able to hit the panic switch, a reverse STO style DDT. And he gets the 1 and the 2 and the 3. But it doesn't end there. It's not ending there. He may have won this match, but then Aknow comes in the ring, and he has a kendo stick in his hand. He holds Casey down as Blaire just canes the living crap out of the arm that he was just targeting throughout half this match. Over and over again, so many officials and other refs have to come down and separate Aknow and Blaire, especially Blaire, from Casey. The blood still pouring down Casey's face, but I think even more so than the blood, that arm is going to hurt worse than all of the shards of glass. Everything that's happened to both of these men.
I'm just going to say that arm was bent in ways that I didn't think were humanly possible by the end of that beat.
No. Yeah. Almost out of the socket. Looks like it was hanging off the socket.
I've seen over the weeks. I've seen over the weeks, like we said, Blaire has lost a lot of focus.
Went wacko.
Tonight felt like a return to form.
Oh, yes, very much so.
I'd almost say the Red Wedding is like a baptism for him to come back to
a baptism in blood.
Welcome then.
This was, and I will say it, this TJ Blaire returned back, but still, he beat Casey Moran. His face was drenched in blood, more or less like showing the world, like, you can put anybody against me, and I will still stand above the best.
The thing is, this puts, with taking out Casey, with injuring him, He's taking out now Casey, the Tommy Dyer, Beast, and the Mini Dyer, taking out all Dyers and Reynolds. A dynasty in this sport is that legacy of people. All four of those men.
He's
So
a
to take
dynasty killer.
DK. Dynasty killer.
DK.
Not just a baby killer.
He's the
dynasty
DK.
killer.
I mean, look, here's the question that we need to be asking. If the Dyers can't beat him, who's going to beat TJ Blaire?
I don't know.
I don't know what.
Wait a minute.
Mr. Smile grabbed a microphone.
Wait a minute. Yeah, wait. Yeah, ain't sure.
There's someone that's grabbed a microphone.
Yeah,
wait a minute. Who is? That's Aknow.
Mr. Smiles has a
microphone.
Now Smiles has a microphone.
Wasn't that fun, though? Wasn't that fun? I mean, I did what I want, didn't I? it was a joyous occasion ball involved. What? What's the name? It was Dial. You would have learned your lesson. You would have learned your lesson. But you didn't. You didn't learn it, did you? You continued to question the form, question my intentions with my champion. Continued to meddle in affairs that did not concern you even after our God put you down. You continue to question the form. How's that working out for you now? How's that working out for you now, Mr. Dyer? You and Mr. Sander can sit around and talk about what could have been. Talk about the children you could have had. How nice that would have been. How you could have been loving fathers to freshly born children, raising a new life in this world, shaping their minds. But instead you learned the lesson, didn't you? Instead you mourned. Because you got in the farm's way. Now, Mr. Sanders, he still hasn't learned his lesson. He continues to come and come and come, and he will be dealt with. My champion does not worry about Mr. Sanders. And Mr. Dyer, have a great Father's Day.
That evil prick.
So with that being said, folks,
that evil. I believe that.
Thanks for tuning
in.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Within due time, we'll see what happens between. Apparently, TJ Blaire doesn't fear Sander cool.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough. Guys, this has been the Results Show from Barry Allright, from Graves Fuller, Green Shirt Guy, and HSG. I'm Barry Allright. We thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next Results Show. See ya.